So this is the first elimination video I'm doing on YouTube, and I gotta be honest, I already fucking hate it. The Bruins season ended with extreme disappointment again. It happened really fast too. It feels like just a couple days ago we were up 1-0. They looked really good in game one, and they came away with the W, and I was feeling pretty good about it. Here we are a week or so later, and we're out. Right off the bat, I just want to put this out there. Tuukka Rask being in this series would not have changed the outcome. Maybe he gets you another game, but Halak played pretty well. There was a couple softies here and there, but particularly in game one and last night's game, he was excellent. And he was really solid all around. Goaltending was not one of the main issues and the reasons why the Bruins lost. You can't score 4 total goals in the last 3 games against the best offense in the league and expect to win. That's just not going to happen. So I really don't think Tuukka would have changed shit. But yeah, games 3 and 4, the Lightning were pretty dominant. The other 3 games were really hard fought. I felt like both the teams kind of had their way with one another. They were both getting lots and lots of good chances. The issue was the Bruins only came away with 1 win out of those 3 games. That's the thing, like, you got to win the competitive games. You can't go 1-2 against a team like the Lightning in games that you play well. I think the turning point was game 2. It went into overtime. The Bruins scored late to send it to overtime. They had a chance to go up 2-0 in the series, put a real stranglehold on the Lightning. And I really do think if they had won that game, that the series would have played out a lot differently. Because you go up 2-0, and you just, not only does that boost your confidence tremendously, but you start to play a little more freely. There's more of a margin for error, and I think for the Bruins that would have really helped them. But anyways, they came out in that overtime really flat. The Lightning scored pretty immediately, and that was that. It was knotted at 1. 24 hours later, they got blown out, and then they were looking at a 2-1 deficit. I said before the series, if the Bruins did not capitalize on the chances they got, as they did against Carolina, they had trouble in that series putting the puck in the net, that they would lose. And that's what happened. They had a lot of chances, and credit to Vasilevskiy. He is tremendous. I mean, that guy makes such hard saves and high difficulty saves look so easy. He's always in the right position, and he never panics. There's guys right out in front of him, and he waits. He's really patient. The focus that guy has is just unreal. I was blown away at how many really A+ chances the Bruins had, and Vasilevskiy just he didn't even skip a beat. I mean, he was right there every time. It was really impressive. So kudos to that guy. I mean, they really got something there. And all the goals that were scored, they were either deflections or he really had no chance to save it. But he was awesome. But yeah, just to circle back, part of it was Vasilevskiy, but it doesn't matter. You have to finish the chances you get against that kind of team. Because again, you cannot score 4 total goals in 3 games and expect to win. And it's just not going to happen. And part of that is because the Bruins in general, they don't get a whole lot of secondary scoring. And I think going into the offseason, I'll make a different video about what I think, should be done, some of the needs, whatever. I'm going to give this some time because this sucks. And I want a little bit of a break before I get into that. But they need secondary scoring, and I think that's probably the number one thing they have to address this offseason, because I think this series made it clear that in order to beat the best teams, you need more than just the perfection line that's scoring on a consistent basis. The Bruins did a lot of foot shooting in this series, not getting the puck out of the zone. I think a good example is the final goal last night. Everybody was just standing around, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? It was so telegraphed. They were all standing there. I was like, that's it. They're going to score. And sure enough, it gets tipped in, whatever. I was just like, what are we doing? I don't understand. You're on the brink of elimination here. One shot can send you home, and you're just standing on the ice. There's no sense of urgency. Stuff like that's just really frustrating. stupid penalties pretty much throughout the series. I mean, again, one of the best power plays in the league. And sure, let's just give him free chances and let's make stupid penalties and just make dumb decisions. I just like, it was so, it gave me a headache. But like, when you shoot yourself one time in both feet and then try and run a race, you're probably not going to win. And that's what the Bruins essentially did. And, the Lightning didn't even have Stamkos, their best player, and then Ryan McDonough for all the series except for the last game. So they weren't even at full strength. There's just really no excuse for the way they came out. There were 3 games that were competitive, like I said, but the 2 ones where they got dominated, there was just no sense of urgency. And that's just really disappointing, especially considering what happened to the Bruins last year. That gut-wrenching Game 7 loss on home ice. I really thought that being a thing would kind of light a fire under their ass and serve as more motivation, that the other teams didn't have. I thought that was worth something. I guess I was wrong, and that sucks, and it makes last year hurt even more, because if they had come away with that, if they had won it all last year, this would be a lot easier to swallow. But, having these 2 outcomes in back-to-back years, it hurts big time. I find it really problematic that same exact thing essentially happened in 2018. They won Game 1, they lost 4 straight. Same thing happened here, but this team is so much better than the 2018 team, and that just really doesn't sit with me well. I really hope Big Z comes back another year. I would hate for that to be his last game as a Bruin. And in general, I hope they're able to keep the core together. I know there's a couple expiring contracts and things that are up in the air. I want another crack at it, man. I really think, this core of guys, they only have 1 cup to show for it. And I think they're better than that. They could have 3. They've been dominant for the better part of a decade, and they should just be better. They should have more than 1 cup to show for it, and I really want to end this thing on a high note with these guys in particular. So hopefully they're able to keep it together and get another crack at it next year. It's a quick turnaround, so hopefully they can address what they need to. And get back at it. It just really blows that, before the pandemic, they were 1 seed by a long shot. They were the best team in hockey. And, after the pandemic, they became the 4 seed, and they didn't look like themselves at all. So the timing of everything really sucks. But it is what it is. It was a level playing field for everybody. The other teams came ready to go, and the Bruins didn't, and that's on them. Yeah, what do you guys think about anything? Whatever. Anything Bruins, comment below, let me know. As always, like and subscribe, and yeah.